Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson, channeling the man in the moon. I'm going to take a look at Biden today. It looks like he is on a roll to a lot of successes, basically because the Republicans have failed so badly, and also because these situations in the Middle East require a lot of sophistication that Trump surely does not have. I'm going to take a look at that in more detail. If you're looking at a new background, that's because I have a new house. And if you see me changing clothes, that's because it's Australia. The weather changes every 5 minutes. Let's take a look at Biden. Listener, what's going to happen? I've I've seen him really succeed in the past 6 months, and I have always felt there's a situation evolving. So I see a sort of happy Biden, but I also see a conflict and a really dark conflict. Um, here's a level of sophistication that we do really need for a president to have. He doesn't appear to really trust or entirely support the Israeli government. He seems to realize that there are, you know, issues on both sides of this, and that it is important to bring people together on this topic. All right. And for everyone out there, do take a moment to pray for everyone in the Middle East. Most of these people do not pick the governments that are running things, and that is on both sides. Don't hesitate to moment to pray that people see something higher than just the conflict at hand, and they come towards peace. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing with Biden is that he isn't taking a side per se. He's really looking at this in a practical way. Like, what can we do? He's thinking, and it is a real problem that the Congress is this messed up. The House of Reps is totally disorganized. It's a real problem for him. So this is the kind of sophisticated conundrum that Trump simply could not handle. So I think that's one issue that's really Biden. You just see him kind of hitting his stride, like this is what I know how to do. Okay, Biden is Okay, Biden's got an umbrella on. It's raining, but he's put up an umbrella, so it's not watering around him. It's kind of like he's sort of just letting things shake down. Biden does something really smart, and by that I mean I see him hit a ball out of the park. He does something really, really smart and useful. What is that? So I see planes and they're just landing. They're not doing anything. They're not harming anyone. They look like they could, but they're just sitting there. And it's sort of like Biden's just like, okay, these planes are here if we have any troubles. And it is convincing people not to do it. I also see Biden working really hard on the side of those who are in opposition to Israel. I think that there is some negotiation that he's getting with them. And understand that this is the biggest portion of the conflict, trying to draw the US in, trying to get people to be on one side or the other. That is the half of the point of what's going on here. So what's Biden going to do? There's movement towards the United Nations. Keep in mind, Biden's the only one who's got the keys to a peaceful solution. No one else has any ability to bring out peace. He's really looking great. I mean, I'm surprised. I generally support Biden, but now he's really looking good. There are people on both sides who he's calming down, and that is also American society. People take a right and a left, or they choose a side, and he's somewhat able to speak to them and kind of calm things down. Biden is being very directed by spirit right now. I really see him like in the light. And please don't misunderstand this. I don't agree with everything that Biden does. Uh, I don't think that we should take a side per se in this fight. I think we should look towards a peaceful solution. But Biden is looking like the one who has the answers. And I kind of feel like, who knew? He seems like an older person, but I should say that's unkind. He seems like a person who's, not entirely with it. If you look at his face and body, but you hear him speak, his mind's perfectly sharp. The situation that he's going into is one that he's really good at. So, Spirit, what else can we know about Biden and the situation in the Middle East? Okay, I'm seeing a bomb go off, and I'm seeing Biden shaking his head, going, no. I think that he is pushing back behind the closed doors against the Israeli government and saying, no, let's just exercise some restraint here. Because it seems like a bomb has gone off, but he's like, okay, no more. And he's pushing this on a sort of geopolitical way, like, hey, we're in the United States of America. We can't be seen to take sides. Yeah, Biden's doing more work around this than anybody knows about because it has to be a secret. And it's kind of tamed the right because the right wing is not really is not helpful at all in this. They will choose a side, they would push their agenda, they're not going to solve the problem. But even Fox News is being somewhat generous now to Biden. In my image, I don't watch Fox News, but they seem to not know how to attack him. It's not really a good time to attack a president right now, anyway. And I'm going to take a look at the House of Reps, and man, is Biden happy about this one. He is just dancing like the kid who just won a prize. He is just it's just great in his mind that the Republicans are starting to eat themselves. They're eating each other. So what's going to happen? I'm seeing, I think it's Steve Scalise. You get the feeling like maybe he's going to run again, and that's not going to work. What else is happening in the House of Reps? So what we're seeing is a real reckoning. We're seeing the Trump story starting to flop, that the sort of delusional beliefs of the Republican right are no longer really so they're just not current anymore. They're not hopeful. So what's happening in the House is they're just reconciling with that fake story and the reality of, we got to pay our bills. There are wars going on. We don't have people in the right places because of the right wing. They won't acknowledge Biden's picks for generals and things. So people who are looking towards the future in the Republican Party are saying this is going to be a disaster. But there's 6 crazy people there who won't look at the reality, and they live in a false land. We're really seeing the falsehoods come back to the Republican Party. And their craziness is sort of being revealed, like the consequences of crazy are being revealed. The Republican Party didn't see this. They thought if they took power in these sort of subtle ways like gerrymandering, not so subtle, but gerrymandering, that it would benefit them. Instead, it created these crazy, crazy people that make them all look bad. And that makes everyone look bad. And they're no longer really able to respond to their constituents, to their people, because they're doing too much crazy stuff. They're completely detached from the reality of what's going on for most American people. And it's selfishness. You know, the fact that Jim Jordan would try to be speaker, it's just for his own self. The fact that some members just want to stop investigations into themselves. Biden's looking really good, and he's pointing to his watch, and he's just like, over time, I think this is what it means. Over time, this is just going to be better and better for the Dems. Republicans are just going to argue and fight. So, Spirit, when are we going to get some relief here? When is the Congress going to get it together? The number 18 comes up. I'm figuring that's November 18th. So is it November 18th that I'm seeing? I think so. At least something important is going to happen in the middle of November. There's Biden again, and it's like he's coming out of a dark forest. Is there something else to know about this? But in the dark forest, there's a light tree, almost like a completely snowy white tree, and it seems to be like a tree that has some power and essence to it. And Biden kind of sits underneath it and he rests. So, you know, all of the negative news, all of those things, that's starting to come to a head and sort of argue with each other, just like the Republicans are arguing with each other. And that's kind of giving Biden a little bit of rest, Biden a bit of time where he can count on some, you know, times when he is really respected as an expert, because he does know more about this crisis in the Middle East than pretty much any candidate around. He's been around longer, he knows the details and the people. There are not that many people who could prevent this from exploding into World War III. And that's what Biden's role is right now. It looks like he's going to do a pretty good job to stop this from happening and to continue support for Ukraine. Thanks so much for watching.